today talking
He's an
about.
all-star too.
Do you know what Bobby Portis' stats are? He's averaging 14 and 10 in 25 minutes a night. Over the last 10 games, he's like averaging 15 and 10. Yeah, he's shooting 31% from three, but the guy is averaging, I think it's like per 36, it's like 18 and 15.
I don't care about per 36.
I know, but like Bobby Portis is literally the most just dominant offensive big man, like a microwave off the bench.
He's so critical. He's a nice energy guy too.
Yeah, and he tries on defense. I'm not saying he's a great defender, but he tries at this point. He tries. Dude, he's 6'10", 250. The Milwaukee Bucks, it feels like they've had the same like core guys for like 5 years now, but Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Brook Lopez, and Bobby Portis have been the mainstay, but Javon Carter.
Oh my God, he's so important to this team.
Javon Carter is
so
is the new Pat Bev in this league that people respect.
For real.
Like Javon Carter.
He's a non-annoying Pat Bev.
But he is annoying. He's like so pesky. Like Javon Carter's bald head is in the opposing's best guard all game. Like or second best guard.
I don't view Javon Carter as a motherfucker like I do.
It's because he's silent. Like he's silent. Like Mr. Miyagi.
He's not arrogant. How's that?
That's good, yeah. I mean, he came out of West Virginia. He was a chip on the shoulder, steel lunch pail guy.
He was an older cat, and no one really
Javon Carter
because of his age.
You know what Javon Carter is? He's a blue collar guy.
Collar.
He's a blue collar guy. That's why Javon Carter's like he puts his head down and he goes to work. Some nights he drops 20. Some nights he goes 0 for 10. Okay, but has like 2 steals and a few assists and literally ends with a plus 30 in the plus minus.
Yeah.
So,
and there are some nights where he drops 40.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think about this team. Like they're like thinking about trading Grayson Allen, who hasn't been terrible for them, for Jay Crowder, which is like that's an immediate upgrade. They have Marjon Beauchamp in the background. So, same thing with Jordan Wara. They got Pat Connaughton. They still are holding on to George Hill, but like you think right there, they got George Hill and Grayson Allen and Serge Ibaka, 3 players that you could arguably say be, potential salaries for a move that they can make at the deadline. I don't
think they will. Get what you're saying, and don't forget about my cat Wesley Matthews.
Oh, Wesley Matthews is another guy who's indispensable for this team. Indispensable. So, he went to Marquette. He's like a Milwaukee guy. Like he is taking basically like the least amount of money for like the last 2 years to be on this team because like this is what he's wanted. Like he's wanted to play for the Bucks. Like this is like a lot. Like this means like more than anything in the world. And like you can tell like he's literally so passionate.
So they're just a great team. I mean, their offense will figure it out soon. Chris Middleton's been back for, I believe, 5 games, and I think Pat's been back for 5 or 6 as well. Maybe it's 6 for both of them, but these are 2. I mean, they were still one of the best in the East without them. Chris Middleton's their closer, so that should terrify teams. They just put a beating on Golden State with like still limited Pat and Chris, and Drew Holiday was out. And I just saw the Defensive Player of the Year ladder at Brook Lopez is number 1. So,
yeah. So the Bucks. First off, people were like not realizing this surgery Brook Lopez had for his back gave him 2 years back in his like athleticism. Brook Lopez, not saying that he was washed or anything, but for the last 2 years, he lumbered. Like, literally the definition of lumbered up and down the court. Like, you could tell he was in pain. And this year, you can tell whatever surgery or procedure he had last year that made him miss almost the entirety of the year. He came back at the end of it. Really, and then having this offseason to, continue the rehab and work on it. Brook Lopez has refound himself. People forget this guy was like a top pick back in like 08, 07 or whatever it was. Like Brook Lopez was one of the 20-point scoring big men in the league. And it's great to see him. He's a great story right now. And he's averaging 14.5 points, 40% from 3. Okay, 3 blocks a night. Brook Lopez, if there's a comeback player of the year award that they should do that. They should have a most improved and then comeback player of the year like the NFL does. Brook Lopez is up there, Mr. 10 overall in 08. 10 overall. But yeah, this is a great team. Great team right here.
I don't think the NFL is a comeback player of the year award.
Yeah, Alex Smith won it. Brett Favre won it, I believe. I think Peyton Manning won it. A lot of people.
Fascinating.
You didn't know that?
Fascinating award.